Okay, so get this right. Someone sent us this Spanish language podcast, and let me tell you, these guys are going nuts over Real Madrid.
Seriously.
Yeah, remember that Champions League match? Real Madrid versus Manchester City.
Oh, yeah. That was insane.
It was. And this podcast, it's all about Real Madrid's crazy comeback, last-minute goals, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, those games are always so intense. So what are they saying?
It's like pure emotion. They're reliving every single second of that match.
I bet. Real Madrid, they always seem to pull these miracles off.
Right. And that's exactly what we're going to try to unpack today. What is it about Real Madrid? Do they really have this magic touch, or is it something else?
I mean, their fans definitely think so.
Oh, yeah, they keep saying El Madrid nunca muere. Real Madrid never dies. But is that just talk, or is there something more to it?
Well, let's look at the facts, right? I mean, how many times have we seen them come back on behind to win?
I know, right? Especially in the Champions League. It's almost like they thrive under pressure.
Exactly. They get this energy, like when they're down, they just find another gear.
It's got to be demoralizing for the other team.
Absolutely. And it's not just about individual skill. It's like this collective belief that runs through the whole team.
Like they know they're going to win no matter what.
Exactly. And that can make a huge difference in a game like that, when it comes down to the wire. And what's interesting is how this whole Real Madrid never dies thing plays out in the media, too. The podcast was talking about this, like how different countries are reporting on the match.
Oh, yeah, they said the French press is loving Real Madrid's story, praising their fighting spirit. But the English media, not so much.
Yeah, can't say I blame them.
Right. But it just goes to show how our own perspectives can shape how we see these events.
Absolutely. It's all about the narrative, isn't it?
For sure. But okay, let's talk about the guys who actually made this comeback happen. This podcast, they couldn't stop talking about Kroos and Modric.
Ah, the veterans.
They were running the show out there, and it's not like they're young players anymore.
I know, and that's what's so amazing about it. They bring so much experience to the team. They've seen it all, done it all.
I mean, they've got, what, like 5 Champions League titles between them?
Something like that, yeah. They're like the heart and soul of Real Madrid.
And they must be great mentors for the younger players.
Oh, absolutely. They show them what it takes to win at the highest level. And that's something you can't really teach. It's about leadership,
Yeah, inspiring the rest of the team by example. And speaking of examples, this match, it really didn't do Manchester City any favors, did it? The podcast had a lot to say about that, too.
Uh-oh. This is where it gets spicy.
Yeah, they were pretty hard on Pep Guardiola, Manchester City's manager. They said this loss puts a lot of pressure on him.
And it's not the first time they've fallen short in the Champions League.
Right. It makes you wonder, how much longer will he stay there if they can't get over that hurdle?
It's a tough spot to be in. I mean, they've dominated domestically, but the Champions League, that's the one they really want.
And let's be real, when you've got the resources Manchester City has, the expectations are sky high.
Absolutely. This loss could really shake things up for them. Who knows what kind of changes they'll make in the next transfer window.
That's going to be interesting to watch for sure. Oh, and we can't forget about VAR. The podcast was going crazy over some of the calls, especially the Manchester City fans. They felt like they got robbed.
VAR always seems to stir up controversy.
Doesn't it? So there was this one challenge on Sterling in the box that they thought should have been a penalty. And then later on, there was Benzema's goal where they claimed he was offside.
I see. Those are definitely game-changing moments if they were called differently.
Exactly. But that's the thing with VAR. Even with the replays, it's not always clear-cut.
Right, and it just adds another layer of frustration, especially for the team that feels like they got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, it can really make you question whether it's making the game fair or just creating more arguments.
It's funny because even with all this talk about tactics and refs and VAR, at the end of the day, this match, it really just shows you how unpredictable football can be.
For sure. I mean, who would have predicted that ending?
Exactly, and that's what makes it so captivating, right? The drama, the passion, the fact that anything can happen.
Absolutely. We've talked about Real Madrid's never-give-up attitude, the media's different takes on the game, the pressure on Guardiola, and even the VAR controversy. But I think this match, it goes beyond all of that.
It really does. What do you think it tells us to be, I don't know, like the human spirit or something?
I think it shows us the power of belief, right? It's a reminder that sometimes it's not just about skill or tactics, but about heart and determination.
Yeah, and a little bit of luck never hurts either. But seriously, when you see a team like Real Madrid pull off a win like that, it makes you wonder, what is it that sets champions apart?
That's the big question, isn't it? Is it something you're born with? Or is it something you can develop?
I guess that's for each of us to decide. But one thing is for sure, Real Madrid, they definitely have that something special.
That they do. So to everyone listening, here's something to ponder. What do you think makes a champion? Is it talent, hard work, a bit of luck, or maybe, just maybe, a little bit of magic? Think about it. We'll be back with another Deep Dive soon.
See ya!